about to do another video. Well, make a new one for the year. I haven't posted this engine yet. This is Struck 350, so the build on this is going to be uploaded soon. But for right now, what I'm doing is we're going to put some E-fans in this. Right now it has a clutch fan, so we're going to get rid of this, put electric fans and wire in the relay, and we'll go step by step. So for the guys that want to do E-fans, but I'm also going to be looking for a radiator, because this brand new radiator gave up on me. So this is why I don't like buying cheap Chinese radiators. Even though this was a nice bulky, it looked pretty good, like a pretty high quality radiator, but somehow I guess somewhere in there around the fans, a weld didn't hold up good, and now it's leaking. So now I'm also going to the junkyard to get a radiator. So yeah, that's what we're doing. So get the radiator, get some fans, and I already bought the relay kit for it, so I'm gonna show you all that later on. Excuse me. Yeah, let's go get it. Let's go. Let me get this fan for now. Let me walk around one more time, and for now this is the one I'm gonna get from my Mercedes. I'm not sure what kind of engine it is, but it is a V8. Let me get this and the wire harness connector. I'm gonna clip them up rather. I think this is it right here. Dual fans, and they huge. So I'm gonna take that out. I was gonna get the Mercedes, but these look way huge. Ended up coming back for the Mercedes fan also. It's a single fan, it's pretty big. Then we got the dual fans from the Expedition. They're medium size. This is pretty big. That one's heavy. Number 2. Let's stop. With the radiator and the Shroud. I think that's it. So we got a couple trim stuff, fans, radiator. We had a big old radiator. How much all that cost to me? I got some water heater coil hose, blower cover. Cheap. So 75 bucks. Ain't too bad of a deal. Alright, here we are from the junkyard. We got some goodies. So here's the radiator we found. It's pretty thick, huge. Got this off of a K series truck. I think it was a 35 or 2500, but it's a big old meaty radiator, like a 4-row. I'll say. I think it's a 4-row, maybe. Way different than stock, so I got lucky on that. And as y'all know, I got the fans. I got this big old single fan that fits perfectly on the radiator. There's a little gap there, but the way this one spins, it'll be plenty enough to cool it. And also right here, I can drill a hole through here, mount this right here on top of the brackets of the radiator. Nothing will happen. Nothing will be. It won't leak. You can drill to this on top, so that's gonna hold it. Same thing for the bottom. So that's how it's gonna look if I use this one. I was gonna use it, but I ended up messing it up. Reason is because this fan right here is not like the regular fans you find in the trucks. This fan is called a PWM fan, pulse width modulation, I think is what it is. So basically this fan is controlled by the PCM. You're gonna have a negative in power source. Then you're gonna have some wires that hook up to the PCM, and the PCM is gonna send like a low voltage signal from here. The harder it gets, the higher the voltage signal will be. In a way, that controls the speed of the fan. So the operation of the fan will be a lot quieter in a way. I'm gonna just call this a smart fan. You know, like it's the smart fan, because variable speeds is actually like going to its speed. But you could bypass that by hooking up the negative and positive, and just hooking up the wire that hooks up to the PCM to the full 14 volts. Once it sees the full 14 volts, this fan basically would just turn on at full speed. So I can do that. I can do it that way, but it's gonna be loud. I mean, this fan spins. It spins like a little blower. I done tested it out, but I ended up messing it up because I didn't like the way it was spinning. It wasn't spinning the direction I wanted it to. I wanted it to pull air from the grill to the engine instead of from pulling air from the engine to the radiator. So I was trying to swap the wires. Turns out I can't do that, and with me doing that, I ended up messing up the capacitors that runs right here. It has 2 capacitors. I blew them up. So I'm gonna see if I can try to fix it. I got some capacitors. I ordered some capacitors, so they came in already. So I'm gonna try to see if I get that fixed. If I can't, plan B is to use the Ford Expedition. Expedition fans, which is, let me take this one off. That one fits perfect. The dual fans from the Expedition also fits perfect. Here it is. I got it needs a little wash, but the good thing about this one, this has hooks right here. It basically hooks up on top of this, and that basically all I need really for the fans to be held on. Look, there it is. There's a little gap on the sides. The fan is big, but the radiator is bigger. But yep, here it is. So this is the next setup. If I can't get the first setup to run, I'm gonna do this one. Put in the big fans from the Ford Expedition. Like I say, it mounts right there, so I really don't have to do no type of special mounting deal. Probably right here, drill a screw, a bolt, or use some self-tapping screws to just hold it in place. And that's it. This would be good. Right here it is. We're down to the breakdown process. Like I said, this is a brand new radiator, man. But for some reason it's leaking right here somewhere around the welds. You can see that puddle right there. Here's my scrap pile. As you can see, all the radiators I went through. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I know I went through one, I threw it away. But as you can see, it just leaks through the welds. They don't hold up. And it starts leaking through there. I went through the same thing with all my aluminum radiators. Look at this one. This was a high quality one. You can see I was trying to fix it, but it didn't hold up. Clutch fan. I got the tools right here. There's plenty of ways you can take this off. Obviously the tool's gonna help you. It lines up, it hooks up to the water pump, and you have that key that turns the fan. Or also you can get a key that will fit right here. Have it prepped up and get like a bar and whack it as hard as you can, counterclockwise, and this will get loose and you'll be able to spin it. But that's a good way to do it, but that's the way to do it while struggling, because you're gonna keep whacking it, missing, and also when you hit it, the bar is gonna smack over here, dent up all this, dent up all that. I know from experience, but it does work. If you want to struggle, do that. If you don't, get the right tools. I'll show you in a bit. Like I said, I'm at the age where
we got them to a store tomorrow, and this is so old.
Yeah, it sounds. So like I said, I'm at the age where, like Emma said, I'm old and I can't struggle no more. So we got to get the tools. They're cheap too. Cheap, inexpensive tools. I'll put them in the description. So yeah, so pros and cons for having this. The pros I'll say is basically your truck, you know for a fact, is gonna be cooled. The more harder you run it, the faster the fan will spin. So obviously it'll keep up with the cooling. The bad thing about it is on winter time, your truck will never reach operating temperature while you're trying to let it warm up. Especially for you trying to have your heater going, that's gonna be a big deal because of this, because the fan stays spinning. Another thing about these fans, they're noisy and also cause a lot of drag in the serpentine belt system. So eliminating that would be good. electric fans, pros and cons with electric fans. The only thing about electric fans, you're more likely to be prone to it failing and you having overheating issues. But the fans don't really fail like that, so just keep that in mind. But if they do fail, you won't know. The only way you'll know is when your temp gauge is going off the charts. The good thing about it is wintertime. When you turn on your truck, if the fan won't activate until it reaches operating temperature. At that point, you'll have good heat going through the heater core, nice hot water going through the heater core, so you're gonna have nice heat. The engine's gonna reach to operating temperature, so it's gonna run nice and good. So that's what's good about the electric fans. Bad thing about it also, it does draw power. Unless you have like an upgraded alternator, you can have multiple fans. But this would do for now. This stock out alternator should be able to keep up with this. This is 2 high amp fans. And that's it really. And also having electric fans is good for the AC. Sometimes this clutch fans does do a good job in the summertime, keeping it cool. It'll, like I said, it'll keep it cool, but not cool enough for you to have your AC working good. That draw power doesn't really draw that much air from the front to the back. The only way you make your AC working is actually if you're like driving, like when you're going like 55 miles an hour, the air is gonna flow through and cool it off. But on idle, not really. So you're gonna be having issues with it, with this not really cooling the system sufficient. So yeah, so that's the explanation. So yeah, let's get this off. So here it is. Turns out I bought the dang wrong tool, but I was able to make it work just with this. Here's this right here. This lines up against the little dots. Then I'll rest this up against that bolt, just like that. You should have enough clearance to pull this wrench up, and that's it. Basically, I had a breaker tool. I did had a breaker tool for this, and easy peasy. Let's see if I can take this crap off. Easy peasy. Oh, let's turn the fan, my bad. There it is. And look at it, look at it, look at it. Look at it. I think it's gonna fall down. I don't care about that radiator, it can be scratched up all he wants. There it is. This is probably gonna be the hardest step, removing this dang fan. But once you get this removed, everything else is gonna be easy. Alright, here's a little test. She ready. Alright, it's in. I topped it off. Letting all the air come out. But this is the result. I think I'm gonna put the cover also, because it looks too open. I just like that cover. So the fan's in, radiator's in. I got the shroud in, like I said I was gonna put. It looks better like this. I like the way it looks. It just looks more OEM, and you don't have no big old gap in the middle. Makes the engine look like a V6. I had to do modifications to the shroud for now. Just a rough custom mitts. I do have my templates right here. I do have to give me another shroud, so whenever I cut it, it's gonna look nicer than the way it looks right now. Right now it's kind of rough, but I'm gonna have this piece in there. It's gonna look nice. Oh yeah, I got my black truck. I'm gonna show you in a bit how. Hold on, I got the hood open right now. I'm talking about it. All right, we're on the other truck. See how I kept the shroud. You would never expect me to have E fans, but it looks nicer. I just like the finish. You look in here, you see the fans. It looks very nice, right? I took those from a Dodge Avenger, so they're pretty good sized fans, and I had them for a while. So yeah, I did have to modify the shroud a little bit, cut out the edges. They listen the same way. But other than that, that's it. But the one on Little Country, they're huge. There's a big difference on these. Like I said, like you just pop your head in there in the shroud right here. You meet some King Kong fans in there, boy. Look at that. So this is basically what I got for the truck. It's a little relay kit. This kit was cheap. At one point it was like 75 bucks. Then out of nowhere now it's 120. So not sure why the prices went up. So here it is. Let me take off this cap. It's pretty high quality. Sorry about that. Here it is. Main power source, 2 power sources, so fan 1, fan 2, and a ground trigger switch to trigger the relays to send the power to the fan. And on the fan side, they send some ground cable. The fan side, you ground the fan to the battery or ground to the wherever you have ground, and that's it. No fans will turn on. You can make your own relay kit if you want to save some money, but I'll say you save half the amount of money, because with the wiring, the relays, the terminal connectors, whatever kinds you get, all that, it'll add up to around 50 bucks. I'll say another 50 bucks, maybe another 70 bucks. And you get this already made, high quality. I just wired in the relay. I just gotta hook this final ground pins to the PCM to give the ground signal, and we'll be done with the wiring. But for now, I'm gonna show you how I got it ran. I got my relay under my PCM. So this has 2 ground signal wires, which is this one. I have it over there for now. I'm gonna test it on some ground. And it has a main power and 2 auxiliary powers for the fans, fan 1 and fan 2. So I have it ran right here. 3 wires total. Goes in here. Like I said, I'm gonna fix this. I don't like the way it looks, but I'm gonna make it look better. But not now. I still gotta go to the junkyard to get that shroud. But under here, well, inside here, the wire comes through here. The 2 fan wires, they go through here, they split. So one hooks up to one fan, the other hooks up to the other fan, just the positive. And the main power source goes through here, runs across here to the positive side. So that's the main power, and the 2 other power sources for the fan split. I already got those hooked up. And from there, the ground for the fans, I got it wired where the fan blows the air out. It sucks in the air from the front and blows it out to the engine. So I had to do some rewiring to make that work. Just by you flipping the wires around, you can control which way the fan goes. And for the ground, I just got the ground right here also in this bundle. It's hard to, it's in a little tight spot. So the ground for these 2 fans, I got them hooked up together to the ground. So basically the relay's ready, and I'm gonna test it out with this. This what hooks up to the PCM, which will give it a ground source. And the way you can test this is obviously ground it out. We can do one at a time. You can hear the fans turn on. 1 fan, 2 fan. 1 spins faster. I think this one does. Which is fan 2. Fan 2 spins quick. Put them together. Yep. And for the guys watching, where I'm gonna put this final pins at, the low fan speed is on the blue side connector, and it will be on pin number 42. And the high speed fan signal will be on the, I believe, the red connector. Yes, the red connector, and the pin for that will be 33. So 33 red for fan 2, high speed. 42 blue pin on the blue connector for the low speed fan. So yeah, I'm gonna just hook this up and we'll be ready to ride with some E-fans. All right, got them hooked up. Just a quick tip on this one, I did have the 33 populated. This is for the AC recirculation signal, and I was gonna hook them up together, but for some reason this is already giving out the ground signal, so I can't hook them up together, because if I do, the fan will be on full time. So I'm gonna just leave it disconnected. I'm gonna tape it up a little bit rather, but that's it. Pop the PCM, let's get the tuning. And here's the relay. Some fuse. She's ready. All right, we got the perimeters going in, and I'm gonna show y'all also what I did. So I know y'all keep hearing me say this. Get yourself a laptop and HP tuners, cause it comes in handy. You ain't gotta be a tuner. You just do stuff like this, enabling your E-fans. So let's X this out. You get HP tuners. You go to systems, or system, general, and hardware right here. Originally it was no fans, but I put 2 fans. Just click on the 2 fan settings and pop in the info when you want the temps when you want it on and off. Second fan on and off. So this is what I got. I got this info for my black truck. With this info, I have the same thermostat also. So on my black truck, the temperature stays consistent. The fan will be cutting on and off. It's pretty smooth overall with this settings. So I'm gonna just plug that's why I plugged these in to see how it should be the same. But this one does have a bigger flow radiator, so I might have to tweak with it a little bit because it might get too cold. But we'll see how it is. So as you can see, it's pretty simple, not that hard. So I'm gonna turn on the truck. Let me open up the file so I can see the temp. So whenever the fan turns on, I'm gonna walk over there to make sure that the fans turn on. All right, we're at 187, 185. I'm telling you, that radiator, boy, it does a good job at keeping the truck cooled. So it's been on for a while. The temp will go up, then it goes down quickly. So we just have to wait till it completely warms up, because it was going up, then it went down. I know we'll get a stage 1 fan up and running, but I don't think we will get stage 2, because it's pretty chill out here where I'm at. It's around 60, 70 degrees. So at idle, I don't think it'll get that hot. The first stage fan should do a good job at keeping it cool. Alright, we get into 187. I'm gonna wait till it gets 190. Then I'm gonna go over there. One fan should be spinning. Alright, it's 190. Just in time. One fan kicked in. The low speed fan is on. I feel the heat. Let's see how fast it cools it down. So we're at 190. Fans on. Right there. We'll see if the fan will do its job and keep it cooled, or if it's gonna get hotter. And that's at 190. On the dash, the cylinder block is around like 200. Yeah, the tip is going down, as you can see. It went down to 185. It's gonna turn off at 180. The fan is at 181. And if I can't get the fan to turn off, okay, it's 180. Then I'll just bring up the temp. But it's at 180. This fan just turned off right now. So we're good. It's working according to the tune. Let's look at the tune file. I had it on at 190. As you can see right here, it's off at 180. So everything's working good. And I'm not gonna be able to get the truck that hard to turn on the stage 2 fan. But I know if that one's working, for a fact the second one's gonna work. All right, here we are. Fans hooked up, wiring's hooked up. The fan's already been tested. It's working good. So I'm gonna just close off the video. For the trucks, before I close it, I am going to tell y'all how to hook up the relays. The 3 steps you can do it. For the 5.7s, the newer models, you can use the 0411 PCM black box with HP tuners to program the fans. It does work with the 98 models, also with the black box. You can use the black box to tweak the tune also on the fans. The 96, 97 models, it's doable, but you will have to swap to the black box PCM, or you can go a step further through the 0411 swap. All right, that's one way to do it. For the older vehicles, they do have temp sensors that have when they reach a certain temp, depending on what temp you get, it will complete the ground circuit. So basically it will send the ground signal to the relay to activate the fans. The third way is, if you on a budget, you can just hook it up to a ground switch. Keep an eye on the temperature, or when you know you're parking, you just turn on the fans full time. That's another way. Toggle switch. You can do that. PCM 1, number 2 is temp sensor, number 3 is a toggle switch hooked up to the ground. So hope this helped the guys that want to switch over to E-fans from a clutch fan. Like I said, the reason I done it for my truck to get warmer and for me to have heat during the winter times, because it couldn't produce heat because that fan just kept it too cool to the point where I can't have heat. But all right, thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next one.